Welcome to aminacademy.com. Let us discuss about the Mongol Empire, Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was the descendant of a Mughal chieftain. He was born in 1662 on the bank of the river Onan, southeast of Lake Baikal. His father, Yasukai, finding indications of future greatness in the son, had given him the name of Temuchin, meaning best steed. When only 13 years of age, he was compelled to take his father's place and face the foe. In 1202, he assumed the title of Genghis Khan. Genghis meaning unparalleled warrior and Khan is a chief, and proclaimed himself as the emperor of the Mongol Empire. He resolved to invade China and 1206 attacked Hira and laid siege outside the Great Wall of China. Afterwards, and with the help of his son Juji, Chaptai and Oktai, he conquered the province of the Shantung and in 1214 sent an ambassador with the following message to the Chinese emperor: the whole area north of the Yellow River and the whole of Shantung, with the exemption of Pekin, is now in my possession. Today, by the will of the great God, you are weak while I am strong, but I am willing to withdraw from all the territories occupied by my forces on these conditions, is that you will satisfy my officers and men with the officer of large presents. The emperor, eager to buy peace for himself and his country, gladly agreed to the conditions and sent to Genghis his own daughter, accompanied by 500 young men and maidens and 3,000 horses. But no sooner had Genghis withdrawn beyond the wall than the emperor transferred his capital from Pekin to Hunan. Meanwhile, Genghis occupied a Trans- Transoxiana and advanced as far as the Karakoram range. The local chief, Muhammad, at once fled in fear from Samarkand. Genghis next proceeded towards Bokhara. Balkh acknowledged his supremacy, and gradually Herat, Merv, Khorasan, and Nishapur also came into his possession. After finishing this cycle of conquest, Genghis returned to Mongolia, and immediately upon the death of his Chinese empire, he, he bade again for the sovereignty of Western China. But before any actual fighting could take place, Genghis was attacked with illness and in AD 1227 died at a place called Konus. Thus disappeared from the scene the greatest conqueror that the world had ever known. Beginning life as a petty chieftain, he had before death extended his sway from the Black Sea to the Pacific Ocean. He reigned for 25 years with great and undisputed power. He had, says the historian P. Kennedy, found the Mongols as number of wandering and undisciplined hordes and had formed them into a nation. He had deeply instilled into the minds of his followers the supreme virtue of obedience. The empire which he founded survived him for 100 years and more and then split up. He was buried on the Altai steps with the mound, not a mausoleum, because he was not a Muslim. Over him, the historian Hamsworth against him a very high place along the great warriors of the world, of Alexander, Tamerlane, and Napoleon. It may be said that their power came to an end with their death, but the empire of Genghis Khan remained entire and intact for long centuries after his demise. He established a new system of government, and it may be said to his credit that he never interfered in the religion of others. The vast Mughal Empire consisted of the following states: Siberia, Turkestan, Transoxiana, Eastern Khorasan, and Afghanistan, with the exemption of Herat; Persia, Baluchistan, Mer, Balkh, Hormuz, and Bahrain; Kipchak, including Bulgaria, Eastern Mongolia, and Circassia. After Genghis Khan's death, his son Tuli became king of Persia but died after a very brief period of sovereignty. Tuli's son Manku was next chosen emperor, and after his death, his brother Hulaku ascended the throne. Now we'll go some detail about Genghis Khan's history. The Mongol Empire. The empire founded by Genghis Khan in 1206, originating from the Mongol heartland in the Steppe of Central Asia. By the late 13th century, it spanned from the Pacific Ocean in the east and the Danube River and the shores of the Persian Gulf in the west. And its peak is covered some 9 million square miles, that is 23 million square kilometers, that is a vast land of territory, making it the largest contiguous land empire in world history. Here are some key events in the life of Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan's birth year is estimated to be around 1162 or 1167. The title of Genghis Khan. In 1206, Genghis Khan was given the title of universal ruler at a Mongol conference of tribal leaders. Reign. Genghis Khan ruled the Mongol Empire from 1206 to 1227. Mongol invasion. Genghis Khan led a military force that swept through much of modern-day Asia, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. Mongol Jin War. The Mongol Empire fought the Jurchen-led Jin dynasty in Manchuria and North China from 1211 to 1234. Chagatai Khanate. The Chagatai Khanate was a Mongol and Turkish Khanate that was originally part of the Mongol Empire but became separate after 1259. Yuan dynasty. Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, established the Yuan dynasty and assumed the title of Emperor of China in 1271. Ogidi Khan. Ogidi Khan, Genghis Khan's third son, ruled the Mongol Empire from 1229 until his death in 1241. Guyuk. Genghis Khan's grandson was elected to the throne in 1246. Genghis Khan was a warrior and ruler of genius who, starting from obscure and insignificant beginnings, brought all the nomadic tribes and Mongolia under the rule of himself and his family in a rigidly disciplined military state. He then turned his attention towards the settled people beyond the borders of his nomadic realm and began the series of campaigns of plunder and conquest that eventually carried the Mongol armies as far the Adriatic Sea in one direction and the Pacific coast of China in the other, leading to the establishment of the Great Mongol Empire. Some further interesting fact about Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was best known for unifying the Mongolian steppe under a massive empire that was able to challenge the powerful Jin dynasty in China and captured territory as far west as the Caspian Sea. Genghis Khan was not a Muslim, but he was tolerant of many religions, including Islam. Genghis Khan practiced Tengrism or Shamanism, which revered the great blue sky. However, he was tolerant of other religions such as Islam, Buddhist, Nestorian, Christianity, and various animistic traditions. Genghis Khan established an institution to ensure religious freedom and exempted religious leaders from taxation and public service. Pragmatism. Pragmatism. Genghis Khan was more of pragmatism than an ideologue. For example, he exempted Buddhist monasteries from taxation but banned Islamic practice like halal butchery. Genghis Khan conquest created a largest empire ever to exist, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Hungary. The empire was divided into four main branches, with the Yuan dynasty in China being the most important. The exact cause of Genghis Khan's death is unclear, but it is believed that he died in August 1227 from injuries sustained during a fall from his horse. According to legend, Genghis Khan's biggest regret was that he was never able to conquer the kingdom of Xizia, which was located in what is now northwestern China. Genghis Khan's funeral was shrouded in society and his burial site remains unknown. Burial request. Genghis Khan's last wish was to be buried in secret. Burial process. His soldiers carried his remains back to Mongolia and buried him in an unmarked grave. To keep the location a secret, they killed anyone they encountered on the way and then trampled to the area with their horses. Also, it is said that the people who practiced in burial, they should himself kill. Speculated location. The burial site is generally thought to be near the sacred Mongal mountain of Barkhan Khaldun in the Kentij mountains. Archaeological excavation. Despite many archaeological excavations, the tomb has not been found still. Other memorials. The Genghis Khan mausoleum is in Inner Mongolia. China is a temple dedicated to him, but it is not his burial site. The Kublai Khan also built temples for his grandfather's cult in Daidu and Shengu. Here, the estimation they suggest that roughly 16 million men living today are descendants of Genghis Khan, or about 0.5% of the world's male population is descendant of Genghis Khan. Next, the small memories about Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan, born 1215, died 1294, was a Mongolian general and statesman who was the grandson and greatest successor of Genghis Khan. As The fifth emperor reigned from 1260 to 94 of the Yuan or Mongol dynasty in 1206 to 1368. He completed, that means the dynasty is from 1206 to 1368. He completed the conquest of China in 1279, started by Genghis Khan in 1211, and thus became the first Yuan ruler of the whole China. Kublai was at the same time he overlord of all the other Mongol dominions, which included areas of diverse as that of the Golden Horde in southern Russia. The second Khanate of Persia, present-day Iran, and the steppe heartlands where Mongol princes were still living in the traditional nomadic life. To govern China with its long and individual politics and cultural history demanded statecraft of the special order. So far we discussed about Genghis Khan, the Mongol dynasty, Mongol Empire. If you have done, please subscribe our YouTube channel.